One of the most freeing truths you'll ever accept is this: people will misunderstand you. They will misinterpret your silence, twist your words, assume your intentions, and judge your choices. And you know what? Let them. The more you try to defend yourself against every false narrative, the more tangled you become in battles that steal your peace and shift your focus away from your own growth. The let them theory teaches you to stop trying to be universally understood and universally approved. That's not your job. That has never been your job. If someone wants to believe a story about you that's based on assumptions, gossip, or projection, let them. You don't need to shrink yourself into constant explanations. You don't need to fight for space in someone else's limited perspective. When someone decides what they believe about you, it usually says more about them than it does about you. So instead of jumping in to set the record straight every time someone paints you wrong, pause. Walk away, protect your energy, let them think what they want. People are going to talk no matter what. If you succeed, they'll say you're arrogant. If you fail, they'll say you were never enough. If you stay quiet, they'll call you cold. If you speak up, they'll call you too much. You can't win a game that's rigged. The moment you stop trying to play it, you win. When you embrace the let them mind set in these moments, you begin to recognize how much power you've given away over the years. All those hours spent over-explaining, second-guessing, trying to convince people you're good, you're worthy, you're kind, you realize none of it ever really worked. People saw what they wanted to see. And now you let them, because while they're busy spinning stories, you're getting back to the truth of who you are, the truth of what you value, the truth of what you're here to do. You don't need to defend your journey to anyone who's not walking beside you with honesty and respect. Not everyone gets a front row seat to your growth, and that's perfectly okay. When you finally understand that their misunderstanding isn't your responsibility, you get to live lighter. You get to focus forward. You get to breathe again, and that's where your freedom lies. In that quiet choice to let them. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And when you finally stop gripping so tightly to who left, who stayed, who doubted you, who betrayed you, you begin to realize how much space you've been renting out in your mind to people who were never meant to stay. The let them theory isn't about being passive or indifferent. It's about recognizing that your emotional energy is finite, and you only get one life to decide how you'll use it. Holding on to resentment, chasing closure, waiting for apologies, or trying to change people who have shown you exactly who they are. It's exhausting, and the worst part, it keeps you stuck. You can't move forward when you're still emotionally tied to people who left you behind. That friend who ghosted you when you needed them most, let them. That person who promised forever but chose convenience instead of commitment, let them. That boss who never saw your potential, no matter how hard you tried. Let them, because holding on doesn't change the ending. It just prolongs the pain. Freedom isn't in convincing someone to come back or in forcing someone to see your worth. Freedom is in walking away from the weight you were never meant to carry. Every time you say let them, you're not giving up. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing to no longer sit in rooms where you have to beg to be seen. You're choosing to stop proving your value to people who are committed to not seeing it. And in that choice, you begin to heal. You start to notice the people who do show up, who do support you, who never asked you to change in order to be loved. You make room for relationships that are rooted in peace, not performance. There's a version of you that exists on the other side of letting go stronger, lighter, freer, but you'll never meet that version while clinging to dead weight. Letting them means you're done trying to edit yourself to fit their comfort. You're done lowering your voice so they don't feel insecure. You're done living on stand, by for people who never show up. It's not easy, but it's worth it, because when you finally let them, you rise. And once you rise, there's no going back to who you were before you understood the power of choosing peace over people. Let them go, let them judge, let them leave, and watch how your life transforms when you no longer fight for what doesn't fight for you.
So here's the truth. The let them theory isn't just a trendy idea. It's a complete reset. A moment where you stop leaking your power into places, people, and situations that were never yours to fix.
It's not about becoming cold or careless. It's about becoming clear. Clear on what deserves your energy, clear on what no longer serves your peace, and clear on the fact that you don't have to chase, beg, or control to be worthy of love, respect, or happiness. You get to stand in your power without explanation. You get to walk away without guilt, and you get to let people be exactly who they are, without letting it define who you are. If they want to talk about you, let them.
If they doubt you, let them. If they leave, let them. If they don't respect you, let them. Because the second you stop fighting for things that aren't meant for you, the right things start fighting for you.
Your peace returns, your focus sharpens, your confidence builds. You no longer feel pulled in every direction, trying to manage the emotional weather of everyone around you. Instead, you find your center.
You reclaim your power, you let them, and then you live. So if this message stirred something inside you, don't ignore it. That's your inner self waking up. That's your future calling you forward. Share this. Speak this, practice this, because once you truly understand the freedom that comes from letting them, you'll never go back to begging again. Let them. And finally, let yourself be free. Thank you for listening. Now go and take your power back.